This is Shane's 76 Series Adventure Tourer. Stay to the end because we're going to go through the whole investment, but really quickly to brief you so you know what you're in for. Starting at the front, we've got Raslarr bar, carbon winch, UHF, suspension system, wheels, tyres, Safari R-Max, Raslarr side bars and steps. We have a sealed alternator in the engine bay. That caused a lot of controversy. Check our other reels. We have got a Raslarr rear bar with twin carriers, and we also have a new product of ours which happens to be a 76 series dual battery kit. Stay to the end because we go through everything in detail, and if you're a 76 series fan, this may just tickle all your tickly bits. If you've got any questions, sing out below, comment below, because we want to help you get to a great outcome. We've been building a few 76 series and we didn't have a great location for auxiliary batteries in this vehicle, and we just want to avoid putting lithium under the bonnet at all costs, because I truly believe the heat affects lithium batteries in a negative way long term, and we've even had challenges with some brands of batteries, especially the blue ones, so we won't go into that anymore. What we've actually done is we've actually built a cradle system here that mounts a custom lithium 100 amp hour battery into that location. So we've got a stainless steel battery bracket that basically mounts up in behind the original trim. So it's a substantial bracket, and that comes out and then down below and holds the battery here. We've got a Anderson plug input there. We've got some MIDI fuses down on the front side. And we've also got a 375 watt Victron inverter on the front there. We've actually got hidden in behind, you can actually see the little plugs there. That is for the Allen head screws. That is for a projector 50 amp hour a DC-DC charger and solar input. You can see the projector screen there that tells us about what's going on with our battery, and Pancho's put his hand to the printed USB outlets mount, printed component thing on the front there. Yeah, look, branding, mate, branding everywhere. It helps people know who's made the stuff. I reckon it's a really neat design. If you got a 76 series and you want to mount a battery somewhere, you don't want all the storage and all that sort of stuff, give us a yell. That'll be on the website very soon. It'll be in a kit form, so you can probably do it yourself if you're that way inclined. So let me just shut this for a sec. Talking about the Raslarr rear bar. We haven't done too many of the rear bar assemblies. We've done more front bars, which we'll get to in a sec. But as you can see here, that Shane and Phyllis, they've travelled to us. They live in bloody New Zealand, over the ditch. They've chosen us to undertake this project with them. I think that's probably because Mum and Phyllis got along super well at the 4-wheel drive show. Really appreciate investing time with you guys. A little bit unusual having two tyre carriers. We'd normally have a tyre carrier on the right-hand side and a jerry can holder on the left-hand side. It wasn't a huge level of importance for Shane and Phyllis. On your vehicle, do you carry one or two spares on the back? Comment below. If you've got a jerry can holder, do you use it for water or fuel? Let me know in the comments below, because I want to understand what the community think about this. Do you think there's value in having two spare tyres or just one? So you can see we've got the integrated reverse lights. This also has a tow bar built in, so you don't need to buy a tow bar separately. There might be some value in actually not buying the tow bar and just getting a rear bar, because protection, right? Because road rage, if you like intimidating people in traffic and you feel like backing into someone, that's going to provide way more protection than I wouldn't behave like that, but some people might. You can run this bar with or without the carriers. On the sides, actually, they've got those like protective hoops. I reckon they're pretty cool. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Raslarr Rob, should make that into a little step? Should Rob make that into a step so you can actually get up? You might be able to get up on there and get to your roof rack What do you reckon? Comment below. I actually reckon you could even put a little light under there, so it could be like illuminate the area behind the vehicle. What do you reckon? Let me know. Outback Armour suspension system, adjustable shocks. As you can see, it's sitting fairly tall compared to what it was. I think it's come up about 90 mil, 80 mil, but for the sake of, if law enforcement's listening, it was only 50. But this will settle over time. There's more load to go in the vehicle. Shane's now traveling to Africa for 7 months, but when he comes back, he's got to come back because we've got to do a spanner check. Really important in the scheme of things. Maxxis Razor AT 811s and some reasonably or significantly rated dynamic wheels with the triangle pattern. Raslarr side steps with multi-hole tops. Hey, do you reckon, would you prefer this design or would you prefer the checker plate top? I reckon this looks way more modern. It doesn't matter what I think. What do you reckon? Side bars that into this Raslarr, they integrate into the side steps and onto the bar. It's a pretty bloody aggressive looking vehicle. This is a tube bar. It's not a sheet metal bar. That's called an Azza bar. Except someone didn't put this on there properly. Watch me wreck it. So it's an Azza bar, also known as Aaron. Way more aggressive, styling. Raslarr, Rob, can you tell me if a sheet metal bar, what the weight difference is between an Azza bar and a sheet metal bar? What do you reckon? Tell me. Built-in fog lights, indicators on the guard there, the indicators down here because you block that, so they need to be put down there to remain compliant. GME, UHF and antenna, carbon winch. We're going to fit an orange winch hook, but we bloody ran out of stock, so we had to chuck that on there. Had to chuck the black hook on there. Synthetic winch rope. This is where, this is the wide cable plug. So Shane, if you wreck your, Jesus, I bloody wrecked the number plate. No. So Shane, if you lose your wireless remote or it shits itself or it runs out of batteries, you can just plug your wired remote straight into there. And down here, Shane, is the access for your free spool mechanism down there, right? Safari RMAX snorkel. Actually, let me just go and open it because I want to show you the connection. There's a comment in the Facebook group, in one of the Facebook groups, about the connection point of stainless steel snorkels versus safari snorkels. And one of the things that, Jesus, where's the bloody thing, mate? Imagine spending 100 grand on a bloody wagon and not having bloody bonnet stays. What do you reckon? Hey? If it had a Nissan badge on it, it'd be fine. Okay, so Harrop diff breather. A breather kit. So that is actually what you call is a closed loop design. So you've got all your breath. You can see your breathers coming in there, but then it's actually got a feed line from the manifold into the airbox. So it's actually breathing fresh air. So you're less likely to get rubbish in there, effectively, right? Do you connect it before or after the air filter? Connect it before. So you can see here. This is where I'm telling the story, Pancho. You see here, this is where the air used to come into the snorkel. See that round fitting there? I don't know. Can you see it, Pancho? Yep. So it used to come in from there. So with the Safari RMAX snorkel, it actually gets relocated back to here. So the team, and this all comes with it. It's got a molded rubber hose that it connects directly onto the snorkel. It's a watertight seal. And we have to cut the whole corner out of this airbox. It comes with everything, but the size of the intake is considerably greater with the RMAX snorkel. And technically, to get the RMAX brand on it, it needs to flow more than 25% more air than the factory unit. So significant improvement in airflow in this vehicle, and it's got the new the ram head design. And I think that's great. I think it's the best thing that they've done in ages. Apart from bringing out new models quickly to market, Safari, I think you've done a fabulous job with that snorkel. So we also have we also did a reel 1 week ago about the sealed alternator on this vehicle. And in less than a week, it's had over 800,000 views, because apparently most of the planet didn't know that there was actually a thing. So you can see the location where it is down there, and you can see the coolant lines that actually come up and tap into the factory cooling system. So this is purely designed. It's purely designed for longevity, right? Robustness. Because the original location of the alternator is not much higher than the front diff. So it's in a very, very exposed and prone position. Look, I know that a new genuine alternator is probably going to be $500 or $600, right? Plus a bit of time for fitting. Yeah, I know that this sealed alternator is $2,700. But if you're out in the middle of bloody nowhere and you have an alternator failure, what are you going to do? How are you going to resolve that issue? Are you going to carry a spare alternator? Are you going to carry parts? Do you want to try and rebuild an alternator on the side of the bloody track? Whatever that may be. All we care about is getting fabulous outcomes. And that's specifically the reason why Shane's come to us, because we didn't go straight into pricing. We didn't go straight into transactions. We asked him 8,000 million questions about what he wanted to achieve, and this is the end result. Shane, we'll see you in 7 months when you're back from Africa. Wait, before you go, as we do, as I promised you, the investment in Shane's Adventure Touring 76 series for all of our components on this build was just a tad over 38,000 Australian dollars. So if you need support getting to a fabulous outcome, please call, message. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, and we've just started our own OnlyFans page. So if you need support, please call. I'm not on OnlyFans, because who'd want to see this there, right?